Hey yo my friends, this video is kind of going to be all about like Sailor Moon. Really, I'm just going to be talking while I crochet. I haven't really done a video this style, but I actually do enjoy watching those style videos, so it's like, let's just do it. You probably see I have bluey pants on. Yeah, I have bluey pants on. They are like the comfiest things ever. We had a birthday party for my niece and it was bluey themed, and my mom got us like bluey pajamas, like the auntie and my mom, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are the comfiest things ever. So I'm like, I'm just gonna be cozy, I'm about to crochet, and I'm sorry, but my Sailor Moon pajama pants, they aren't anything like these bluey pants, so I'm just saying. But anyway, I went shopping with my friend Miranda, Mando Crochets, yesterday, and I saw this Sailor Moon shirt and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So anyway, it's like, look, her in her student uniform, and then on the back, it's literally her as Sailor Moon. And if you guys can't tell from my content already, I have such a weakness for like cool graphic tees. Like, so weak. I have so many of them, and I swear I see them and I'm like, but I need it. It's so hard. I need to be better. I need to be strong. But I see a cool design and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. It's really hard for me to say no. So anyway, I was like, this is such a cool shirt. And then in my hair, it's kind of hard to like show it because the clip like gets covered by the hair. But I found her wand, and it's like the Imperium crystal, like the Imperium silver crystal wand, and it's a hair clip. And I was like, that is so cool. Pretty much it's like anything that's like nerdy and kind of like shows my interest, I really love. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. I found it at Box Lunch and I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. I need it. So anyway, if you're a Sailor Moon fan like me, I'm just saying, you can go get yourself one too. So yeah, anyways, I'm like so excited because I'm going to be crocheting Sailor Moon. I just need to sit down. I'm like, why am I still standing? Anyway, I'm going to go sit down. Okay, so, my brain was kind of like being mean to me. It was like, you should be working on this or you should be working on that. And they're all things that I have like 2 weeks to get done. And so I really had to just like sit with myself and be like, why am I trying to let my brain take over? Like, I have plenty of time for these things. And my heart is really like pulling me towards Sailor Moon. I really want to make Sailor Moon. And it's been like days of this, days of wanting to make Sailor Moon. Sorry, I just had to take a deep breath. Honestly, it's been like a really mentally tough week. Um, yeah, there's just been a lot going on in my personal life, and it's weighing on me a little bit for reasons that do not need to be like dove in, I don't know, into. Um, But yeah, my heart is like really pulling me into wanting to make Sailor Moon. My friend Robin created the pattern, and pretty much like ever since she showed me that she was making Sailor Moon, I've been thinking about it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to make Sailor Moon so bad. I can't wait to make her. I'm very much somebody who, like, if I don't make a doll for a little bit of time, it's like a doll or a dragon, I get antsy and kind of, I don't want to say irritable. Irritable is not the right word, but I definitely get like, I need a passion project, because dolls and dragons for me are absolute passion projects. So if I don't like mix those in, I'd say fairly frequently, I find myself kind of being like, I need it, I need it. I do have like a gift that I need to make, and don't get me wrong, I am excited to make it. I do think it's going to mean a lot and all those things, but I think right now my heart just feels kind of heavy, and that's why I'm like feeling that extra like pull to make Sailor Moon, because when I make a doll, I don't know, there's just like something about it when I make my favorite characters and really like watching them go from like top to bottom or what have you is the coolest thing ever. I love making dolls so much. It's kind of like when I make Toothless too. He just never gets old for me. I absolutely love making him. Which is another thing. When I went shopping with Miranda, there was like so much Toothless stuff everywhere, and I was like, this is awesome. I'm super excited for the movie, and there's so much merch everywhere that I'm like, yeah. So anyway, I kind of have like the basic colors here just to start. Obviously, you know, as time goes, I'll have to go grab more, but it's kind of funny because it looks like I'm prepping to make Spider-Man. The white and just like skin tone. So those are like usually the basics I need just to get started on Sailor Moon. And then I've got some stitch markers here too. Like there's that one. This is a charm that I have. Unfortunately, I can't list it on my site because I just get flagged. I have a lot of these charms, but yeah, just really tough. And then Miranda, I don't know if you can see Sailor V. She gave me Sailor V, who was like my scout growing up. Like my older sister was Sailor Moon, I was Sailor V, and then my younger sister was Sailor Mercury. And then Tuxedo Mask, everybody's first love if you liked Sailor Moon as a kid. And then also like Chibi Moon. And you know, like last night I just slept terrible. And I was like trying to get like the previous little clasps off there with like the little ring. And oh my gosh, it was being so difficult. And I finally was like, I just want to crochet already. I have a Sailor Moon like stitch marker that works just fine. So I'm like, let's get to the actual crocheting part. Like I don't need 4 stitch markers right now. I have been putting off like changing out their clasps for a long time. So I think my brain was like, let's just do it. I don't need to do it right now. I just want to crochet. My brain. Anyways, that's what we're gonna do. Oh no, we're gonna no. I barely moved the yarn and he went tipping. This is not the time. To start out, we actually need to start in red because we're going to start from top to bottom. I just noticed I have this on my desk, but I found this at a con and it's like one of those stickers that, you know, moves. I find these so cool. I found some really cool ones at the mall yesterday. I promise. After this, I'm going to start crocheting. So easily distracted sometimes. Yay, ADHD. Okay. This is not Sailor Moon, but it's JJK. I freaking love Inumaki. Like Toge Inumaki is such like an under like played character. He's so cool. Like seriously, he can do some serious damage. Anyways, I'm just saying he's also like English dub voice actor for my man Joker, you know, in Persona. So obviously I love him. Like, look at how cool that is. Like, if you're an Inumaki fan, it is so hard to find stuff for him, like, because he's not like a main character. So I went a little feral when I saw this. I was like, oh, Inumaki, oh my gosh. I'm so excited because I love him so much. Like, I love him. And then the other sticker I found, which by the time this video comes out, she'll have it already. But I was like so excited because my sister, obviously you've seen, she's the one that I made Mika stuff for and Aaron. I came across this sticker and I was just like, oh my gosh, I need it. And my sister needs it, which is cool because the stickers were actually buy one, get one free. Look at that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the coolest thing ever. I'm gonna put my headphones on just so I can like listen to music quietly, but I can still like talk and crochet at the same time. I've just been like listening to music a lot while I crochet recently. I used to watch a lot of TV, but just kind of like during this healing phase of my life, I found you know, music to be very, very healing. So I'm just kind of leaning into that. So I do currently have like a Sailor Moon that is up on my shelves. That one was Woolly Tunes pattern, but I'm just like so excited to see how Robin's looks in comparison because I love to make other dolls that, of the same character from like other creators because like so far, you know, most of the dolls that I've seen of the characters like look different from each other. A lot of times like you can tell, oh, like this is so and so's pattern. Like Margarumi has her style, Woolly Tunes has her style. Robin, Sweet Beans Crochet, has her style. And so I really like seeing that. Like, it was kind of cool. Oh gosh, I don't even remember what video it was, but there was a video where I talked about the 3 Sailor Moons I'd made so far, because I had my Sailor Moon mod that I had made using Riley, Pocketful of Posies, ballerina pattern, and then Margarumi's pattern of Sailor Moon, and then Woolly Tunes pattern to start the foot, and then I'll talk more. There's that Sailor Moon stitch marker. What's cool too is like this hook. I mean, she doesn't make hooks anymore, but when I reached out to her, I had asked like, "Hey, can you like make me kind of like a Sailor Moon vibe hook?" And this is kind of like what she'd come up with. All the stars, the sparkles, like the opaly white. I like it. Gosh, I don't know if other people feel this way, but when I'm trying to like increase or start the like increase round into a magic ring of 8, which I don't do magic rings. I do the chain 2 method, which I know is controversial. That's just what I learned. I tried the magic ring and I was like, I'm gonna pull my hair out. I hate this so much. I'm just saying, I hate it. It was so difficult for me. And I'm like, if there is a method that works for you and you can like start it, like, who cares? Why there? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just somebody where it's like, if there's another way and it works for you, like, just do it. Like, so
Just
what?
do it.
I don't know why there needs to be a hot take on it. Just do what works for you. What I was saying was, is like, I have a really hard time sometimes getting into like the first stitch to start, the increase route when it's like a magic ring of 8 or higher. Also, some days, like, I can talk and crochet no problem, and then other times I'm in the zone and I'm like, no, I'm not talking to anybody. And sometimes I'm just like, how the heck did my count get so off? And because I slept so bad, I don't know. It might be one of those days where I'm like, hey, I swore I did my math right. What is going on? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Earlier, before I took my nap, I was trying to crochet and I was like, I swear my count's right. What's going on?
Yikes!
On days like that, it's good to just like, and maybe step away. It's okay. We're only human. Also, like, I'm not a super fast crocheter, which it's totally fine. I don't think you need to be like super fast or anything. I do think it's kind of fun to watch people super fast. Like when I saw my friend Erin, the crochet carpenter, crochet in person, I was like, "You're a wizard, Harry." I'm not even a Harry Potter fan, but I was just like, that was kind of instantly what came to mind. Um, and Millie, Red Mills Crochet, she's pretty fast. And then, Kendall, KP Crochets, they're all pretty fast. I was like, the what? It was pretty fascinating to watch. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like we're all just making stuff. This is supposed to be kind of like fun and relaxing. It took me a long time to realize that it shouldn't be like this big stressful thing in your life. Kind of a big reason I don't do markets, which that's a whole other like video in and of itself. Maybe like one a year, but I don't seek them out. I don't want to seek them out. Whole other like video on its own. That would be like a deep dive. I just don't want to go into right now. I feel like when I just like talk and stuff, which I kind of wanted to start my YouTube because I felt like it was a better platform for people to just see my personality. Like, it's really hard for people to sense your personality when you're just like typing a post, which, truth be told, I get really like annoyed with having to type posts because like my phone is just constantly auto correcting. Like, what the heck? Earlier, I don't know, I remember I was typing something, like an emoji, and then it randomly put hope after it, and I was like, and sometimes when I'm fast and I'm just trying to respond quickly, I just send it, and I'm like, why? Why'd you add a word there? I was just putting an emoji. Or it like autocorrects to something that makes no sense. I'm just like, huh? I feel like a lot of people now have kind of seen, I'd much rather just send like a voice text or even like like a video message type of thing if you're talking to me through Instagram, because it just feels a lot more like personal, it's faster. So I do better that way. And that was kind of like, maybe YouTube would be a good platform because it's just easier. You can do like longer form content where you can actually like talk more and show more of like what you love and more your personality. I really like that. Sorry if I randomly pause, it's because like I'm counting. I had gotten to the point where it was like, how long had I been on Instagram? I want to say maybe like a year and a half. And I kind of was at the point where I felt like Instagram felt limiting. I preferred being able to talk more just like this. Once I got comfortable on camera and talking and my voice and all that, because I'm going to be honest, the first story on my Instagram that I posted with my face and me talking, oh my gosh, my voice was so shaky. I trembled. I had to, I had to retake it like multiple times. So I kind of tell people that, like, don't be discouraged if you're trying to get comfortable with being on camera because it's totally normal. Like, I don't feel like most of us naturally feel comfortable on camera unless you're one of those people who are just like either raised maybe in like a family of photographers or actors or one of those things where you're used to kind of being like in front of a camera. But that was not me growing up. Like, not at all. I honestly grew up being like incredibly self-conscious. So I just like avoided cameras and all that. So little me would be like, wow, this is incredible. I'm so proud of you, because the fact that I'm on camera and I'm not wearing makeup, that's wild. I love that for me. Like, I really do, because I just like that I got to a point where it's like, you know what? You are authentically you. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what other people think. Because I got to that point where it was like, these people on the internet, like, they're saying nasty things. Do they really impact your personal life? Because the people who impact my personal life are my family, my husband, and my friends who actually care about me and make an effort on a daily or weekly basis to check in on me and my well-being. If people are being nasty on the internet, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, most of the time it's a keyboard warrior. I can't talk. A keyboard warrior. Now, I've never really understood why people feel the need to be nasty over the internet, because it's like, if you don't like something, why do you feel the need to comment? Like, you can just move on. You don't need to say something nasty to somebody you don't know. I don't know. I feel like I could go on and on and on. But I don't understand. Maybe that's because I grew up and I was bullied for my interests. But I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand why people feel the need to pick on somebody because they have a different interest. Like, it doesn't mean they're wrong. They just find something interesting that you don't. They probably think what you find interesting is weird, but they don't feel the need to point it out. I can go on and on and on. Moral of the story is like, I just don't understand why people can't be kind. It's not hard. Like, when I preach that, I mean it. It's just not hard. Maybe that's why I ended up going for nursing. I don't talk about my job a lot. I just don't feel the need to. It's just like, it's what I do, not who I am. I went into that field because I do have a lot of compassion and I do like to care for people during those hard times and in vulnerable moments. That is the part of the job that keeps me going and pulls me back in, because it's not an easy job. Not at all. I have to keep working through that. It's really hard. I have had, more so now that I'm in labor and delivery, that was always a goal. I always wanted to be in labor and delivery. It was really hard to get into. I didn't really realize how hard it was on me until recently. Yay, reflection. I'm working on that. I went through a lot to get where I'm at. Hard moments in labor and delivery, but they far Like the positive far outweighs the negative. In labor and delivery, I do feel like I have moments where I have just really connected with families and made a positive impact, and that's all I could ever ask for. So I feel like that was kind of like a long little thing, but basically just to be like, when I talk about being kind and stuff, it's true. Like, it's just not hard. Like, I have had so many instances just in my career in real life, you know. That sounds weird, my career in real life. But it's just like, in my career where I've had so many difficult situations, and you know, you can't just blow up on people. You still have to be level headed and kind and everything like that. And it's like, ultimately, at the end of the day, most people are doing that to try and protect them. And you kind of have to remember that, but it's really hard because it's like when people are kind of coming at you with daggers, it's like you want to protect yourself too. But we all have demons we're fighting, but I'm not going to let them harden me. I know I'm a nice person, and I'm going to keep being a nice person. I spent so much of my childhood just feeling like an outcast and a weirdo because of what my interests were. And now we're in a world where it's like, oh, it's cool to like anime. Nice. That's awesome. And I know I've kind of like mentioned it on Instagram, but I'm like, I love that we're in a world where little girls love Spider-Man, or even grown women. I'm a woman, like, and I love Spider-Man. I think that is so cool. It's so cool. Just because when I was growing up, it was like, girls don't like Spider-Man. You're weird. It doesn't bother me now, but it did back then. Like back then when you're young and you just want to fit in and you're so tired of feeling like an outcast weirdo, it's hard. Now I'm like, I don't care. But back then it was hard. And none of this is like for sympathy. It's literally kind of more of just like to better understand me and what makes me me. I've always just like when I started my page, I kind of went at it with zero expectations. I was just kind of like, I want a space where I can share my art, be 100% myself. Like it was always really important for me to be authentic and just be who I am. You know, along the way, I have met so many incredible people. Like I have friends all across, like honestly, the world. And I have friends that I talk to every single day. Like, we literally text every day. And they're just like these amazing people that I would never have had the opportunity to meet if I did not have my account. And so in that way, I think like social media is so incredible. There can be some hard encounters on social media, but unfortunately those encounters can kind of happen anywhere. You know what I mean? Truly believe that there can be positive in any situation, even the really negative. It's like, even if you really kind of have to look deep into it, there's still a positive in everything. Sometimes you just kind of really got to dig deep and look for it. Tomorrow, I'm closing the tester call for my bandit kitty right there, inspired by Persona. And I remember when I was filming the process of just like drafting him up, and I was like, I would love to meet like other Persona fans because it truly is like such a niche game. It is, I don't often meet other fans of it. So when I first started my account and I came across Kat, you know, like Nocturne Cat Crochet, and she was like, oh yeah, I like Persona. I was like, oh my god, it's destiny. We're meant to be best friends. And then, you know, I came across Allie later, and she had commented on a post of me. I was at a con, and I had like a Joker shirt on, and I had like Joker high tops on that I got. And I talked about how I love Persona. And she commented on it and was like, oh, I love Persona too. And then I just like, oh, do you now? And I slid into the DMs because I'm like that. Like, I've said it in some other videos, but I'm like, don't be afraid. Like, I don't know. I totally have just struck up a conversation with somebody, whether it be about their art or if they have a similar interest. And sometimes it goes somewhere and sometimes it doesn't. And if they're weird about it, then okay. It's not meant to be a friendship, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to be friends with everybody. That's unrealistic, you know. We can't balance a friendship with everybody. That is, whew, that's a lot. You never know which encounter could lead to like a really positive either interaction or friendship. You just never know. And you know what? Allie is now one of my closest friends. Like, truly, her and Kat, two of my best friends. And like, I don't know, I just feel like we align on so much, so many of the same nerdy interests. It is the best. I just love it. I love that I've got like all these different like people and personalities that I have met because of the crochet community. That wouldn't have happened if I didn't make my account back in October of 2023. So I feel very blessed. I do. I feel really blessed. I mean, the whole time, all I did was be myself. I've never been anything other than that. I was never putting on a front. Did I work myself way too hard and take on too much? Absolutely. Yeah, I did that. My true friends, when I kind of fell apart and was like, I'm really struggling mentally, I took on too much, and now I am kind of like, facing the consequences of it and really struggling with that. They were all there for me, and they're just like, you really need to take care of yourself, and that's a good friend. Do you know what I mean? Don't mind me trying to find my center pole, but those are great friends, and they really have nurtured, like, take care of yourself, because I'm great at giving that advice, but sometimes I'm not good at it. At doing it for myself, I should say. I'm getting better at it. I am getting better at it, but it definitely is not like an overnight process. I would say it took me a solid like 2 months before I actually felt comfortable giving myself a true day off. Um, and my brain wasn't telling me that, like, you're lazy. You should be doing something. You should be making an order. You should be working on eyes. You should be working on a drop. It was bird the yarn child. Your brain can be really mean to you, and that is mentally taxing. So it took a long time, and it's really hard to rewire your brain. We live in a society that teaches you that just like the constant grind and working yourself to the bone is admirable, but like, there's kind of beauty in taking care of yourself and having peace and setting boundaries. I try to like surround myself with people who know that and see that, and I'm lucky. I just have some really really incredible friends, and they allow me to talk about my feelings, because for so long I did not. I didn't like talking about my feelings. It was normal for me to just bury them, as I think it is for most people. It is actually really just, it's very healthy for you to talk about your feelings. So if you have friends who are there and they're willing to listen and they're there for you at your lowest and your highest, like, hold them close. That is a great friend. And I just happen to be lucky because I have found those friends within the crochet community. Wow. Wild. I'm blessed. I can't say it enough. Like, I am so blessed. I just feel really lucky. Like, there's some incredible people out there, and that is one thing about social media that I'm so blessed about. I have had some really hard times in the last few months, and I've just been like, hey, can I call you? And it's just like, they pick up. It's like never a question. They're just there. And so, life can be hard, and I if you have supportive people in your corner, it's so nice. But that's another reason that I was like, I wanted to just come clean and talk about it, because it's really hard to feel like you're alone. And so that's why I'm just like, if anybody just is having a hard time, I just don't want them to feel like they don't have literally anybody to talk to. Even if it takes me a little bit to get back, I just want people to know, like, they can talk to me. I am a safe space. Nobody deserves to be judged for having like difficulties with mental health. Like, if you have gone through life unscathed by like trauma or difficulties, like, you're lucky. That, I don't know how. Life's hard. The least we can do is try to help each other out and be kind, because you literally don't know what wars are going on behind people's brain. Behind the skull. We need more empathy in the world. That's my spiel. I don't know, I don't mean to be like nothing but philosophical, but I mean it. Once I came clean, I was just like, I want to be able to talk about it more. When I'm mentally well, I'm a very happy-go-lucky, like silly, make jokes kind of a person, but I'm still in my healing phase. I have this strong sense of like, I just want others to know, not put their feelings deep down because I saw what it did to me. And so it kind of like freaks me out to know that so many people are taught to like bury their feelings. Shoot, there was stuff down there I didn't even know I had. Look at this yellow leg though. I know I can't be the only one who's having these thoughts because I literally have had people reach out to me and say like, thank you for sharing that and whatnot. I'm just like, if I can be helpful to people, then that's all I could hope for. I feel free. I feel good. Took a long time to get to that point of healing and not being ashamed to admit it. So, but it feels good to be here compared to where I was at months ago. I was literally terrified I would never feel like myself again. And being on the other side now, yeah, yeah, it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. It feels good. Oh my gosh, it's already 9 p.m. It's not even dark out. That's wild. Yes, I'm drinking coffee. To be fair, I'm a night shifter. And yes, I have done day shift. I loathe it. Just being honest. Baseline, I'm more of a night owl. I don't do well waking up early. Like, if I know I have to be somewhere in the morning, I will not sleep well. I will stay up late, worried I won't wake up to my alarm. So I'm like restless the entire night. It's really, really bad. And then the whole entire shift, I'm just like exhausted, like ridiculous amounts of exhausted. And no amount of caffeine will touch me. Not to mention, like, starving, ridiculous amount of hunger the entire day. For me personally, I missed out on so much because of day shift. I don't feel that way as much with night shift. Like, if anything was going on when I was on day shift, I literally had to leave little after 6, and then I wasn't home usually until after 8 p.m. By the time I was home, I was zonked. I usually would only have time to eat and go to bed. Made me pretty bitter. I hated it. I'm not a day shifter. I don't like it. And it's also just like a different vibe. I don't know. I'm like a pretty laid back person, and it just, every place I've worked day shift, it just feels like more uptight. I'm not saying all day shifters are that way, but it's just like a general vibe that I feel like you'll hear a lot of medical staff talk about. But yeah, I'm generally like baseline, I'm more of a night owl anyways. Like I feel generally more productive in the nighttime hours. Like a lot of times I really struggle, and this is gonna sound weird. I struggle to crochet when it's light out. Like, I kind of feel like I could be doing other things, like cleaning my house or doing laundry, just like all that kind of stuff. As soon as the sun goes down, then I'm like, okay, like I can relax because I very much view my crochet time as like my decompressing time, my me time for when it's night. I don't know what it is. I really struggle to crochet when it's light out. It just feels like I should be doing other things or with my family or be outside. So I'm a lot more productive in the nighttime hours. As soon as it's dark out, I'm like, I'm alive. Now, this is a hot take I am kind of curious about because I do feel like people have like strong opinions about it. Are you like a center pole person or like outside of this game? I'm just curious. I'm definitely like a center pole person. And I generally will wind up my yarn unless it's like the blanket yarn because my winder does have a hard time when it's a brand new skein of it. I've just found that like winding it saves so much space on my shelves. There was a period there I just kept going to Joann's because honestly when they announced that they were selling months ago, I thought there was no way. I was like, they're not going to get any more stock. There's going to be no more baby bear. They're not going to have posh. So then when they kept getting more, I was like, what? And recently they had like a bunch of skin tone, and I was like, are you kidding me? The only time I had found skin tone was when I was in Texas for the Texas crochet retreat. And so I went crazy. I mean, not too crazy. I got 6 skeins of it because I was like, I have never seen this before. And they also had the dark brown. I'd never seen the dark brown in person, like legit. I had seen pictures of it and I was like, man, that would be perfect for hair. I wish I could find it. And then they had it. Another color I'd never seen before was dark gray. I was like, wait, what? Posh has dark gray? I got a few skeins of that. I'm stocked up for a while, is all I'm saying. I really like Posh. I really like Posh and Velvet. So yeah, I really like Posh and Velvet. I used to work in like pretty much exclusively like blanket, Sweet Snuggles Light. But then, Sweet Snuggles Light, their quality went to poo poo. And like blanket yarn just wrecks me now. Even, when it's like super soft, like mystical and whatnot, it wrecks me. Like I said, it's just too many big projects made with the bright collection and the sparkle. Like, no, I think my wrists are just like, you should have stopped when we warned you. Now I'm good. Now I take breaks all the time. Like if my wrists hurt, I'm just like, I'm good. I'm gonna stop. But back then, when I was doing nothing but testing, no, I would just push through it. And that's so bad. I'm like, oh my gosh. Now I'm like kind of terrified of like carpal tunnel. And back then I was just like, I have to do these. I'm going to let these people down. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want carpal tunnel. And I don't want my brain to go crazy because all I do is test and I'm losing my bananas. See, this is what I'm saying. You're getting like, this is me. I'm kind of weird. Kind of. No, I am weird. I like to think it's in a fun, quirky way, but I need to get this round done. This is me sometimes. I'm just so distracted. Don't even try to get me to crochet in the morning. Usually it's like absolutely not, because I'll just sit here and like zone. I feel like it's the same with like packing orders in the morning. Oh man, I'll like pack one and then I'm like just zoning out. Told ya, not a morning person. Not a morning person. Kind of like when Netflix is like, "Are you still watching?" And it's like, "Hey, don't judge me." Of course, I'm still watching. Crocheting. Do you see what I mean, though? I've been filming 46 minutes. I'm only on the second foot. When I'm in the zone, like that crochet zone, as crocheters, you know what I'm talking about. I'll be faster, but whenever people are like, "Oh, it was so fast, it only took me like an hour," I'm like, ha, you can add like 2 hours onto that for me. I'm not fast. They really need to make a gif of Baymax when he says like, "I'm not fast," because it literally, I'm like, that's me. I have that thought every single time somebody's like, "Oh, it's like so quick." I'm like, no. um, like, oh my gosh, I was talking earlier about how like Aaron's a wizard when he crochets because I always see his reels of like how fast he is with his patterns, and I'm like, I wish I want to be you when I grow up. Because I made drift for my niece the other day. Oh my gosh, she had been like really wanting the octopus because she saw my mom's that I made her for Mother's Day, and so she kept, I really want octopus. I really want octopus. She kept bringing it up every day, so I was like, okay, I'll bring 3 different colors of blue, and you can like pick. And so I made her the octopus, and I was like in front of her. And she's so cute. She just like cuddles up next to me. I like you. I was like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. I love how like sweet and innocent kids are. They're so pure. Um, but anyway, she like at first was like fixating on the fact that it didn't have eyes, and I was like, I know, we have to wait for Grammy. I want to put vinyl eyes on it. Just because her brother is little. And so I was like, in case he gets a hold of it, I would rather have vinyl just because in the blanket yarn, I would have to use smaller eyes. And I just didn't want to use like regular safety eyes just because I was worried they'd be able to pull them out. Like, they're just not as secure as like the sinker eyes where you have to use like a tool. You know what I'm saying? But she insisted on holding it and she took it home and she just like carrying it everywhere. That and her dragon that I made using Posy Creates pattern, Gemma. That one she calls Pinky. And it's cute. She was like twirling. She had Pinky in one hand and Drift in the other, and she was like twirling them around. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the cutest thing ever. I love that I'm able to make her stuff that she can truly love. I hope as my nephew gets older, he'll enjoy stuff too. And like kind of once he has his own interests, I can make him stuff that's like catered to his interests. Cause now my niece likes Stitch, and I was like, girl, yeah. She has great taste. She likes Spider-Man, Nightmare Before Christmas, Stitch. I was like, ah, girl, he's speaking my language. It's fun too because she's getting, older. And it's just like, it's so fun when they start to like know who you are and everything. I don't know, it's so cute. Like nothing warms my heart more than when I come over and she like runs and she's like, Auntie. I don't know. Auntie life is the best life. It's just so much fun. I'm either like very social, like very chatty, or I'm like, I just need time to myself. There's like no in between. Like, how is one kind of extroverted but also introverted? You know what I mean? Like, I do have a social battery, and if I'm away from home too much, I'm like, my social battery is draining, and I need to be home by myself so I can recharge. Which kind of like ties into, like social media and Instagram and stuff. Gosh, like for the longest time, I've really tried to like keep up with every single message, but my brain is still hard on me for this. I'm really trying to be gentle with myself because it's hard. It was just getting to be like I was spending so much time just trying to like keep up with messages. It's just really hard. It's really overstimulating. And it was like really taking away time from my family and like my marriage and stuff like that. And it's just so hard. I try my best, but a lot of times when I open my inbox, I'm just like I kind of instantly have a wave of anxiety because it's a lot. It's just a lot of messages. I feel like I can never get caught up. I'm not saying that to be like, oh, look at me. It's just a lot. So I do my best. I want to connect with people. I like to connect with people. I don't want people thinking that. That's what's hard. Is like I really do my best to try and get back to people. And I do have moments where I'll be like super chatty and I try to like get back and get caught up as much as I can, but then it's like it's kind of like a never ending cycle, you know what I mean? It's like you'll get caught up and then it just like it fills just as fast, so it's really hard. Because for me, I'm like, I'm just a person. I'm not that exciting. I joke. I'm like, I'm a scrub. I'm just like hanging out at my house in my bluey pajamas. I got I Prevail playing in the background because this is what, makes me feel like I'm not alone and all that jazz. I'm always like so touched and stuff when people say sweet things, and like they admire my work and stuff like that. That is so sweet. I've gotten some really sweet messages recently, and you know what? During this healing period, it was so unbelievably kind, especially when my brain was being so mean to me. Yeah, there's a couple people who said some really nice things. They know who they are, and I appreciate them so much. But there was a period of time there where my brain was so mean to me. So I just like appreciate people being kind and stuff, and it's really hard because sometimes when I'm feeling anxious, my brain will be like, all these people are going to think you just don't like them if you don't respond. And I don't want them to think that. But then I get like overwhelmed when I open Instagram sometimes when I see the number on my inbox. So it's a fine line of like you're trying to set boundaries and trying to be there for people, trying to show support and everything. I don't know. It's really hard. I do my best, especially when I got a lot going on in my life. It makes it even harder. I think the biggest takeaway from that is just like remember that we're just all like we're all people. We all have stuff going on. And then if I'm working, if I'm like on my work stretch, I'm like dead to the world. I'm tired. I work 12-hour shifts, not including my commute. People think, oh, you're a nurse. You get your 3 days and your 4 days off. Ha! No. That is not how it works. No. Nurses can have some jacked up schedules. My gosh, I feel like I'm just going to have to call this video after the legs because I'm slow. It doesn't help that I'm chatty today. We'll take that as a win, I guess. You can kind of like see the flashing on my screen just to the side of me showing in the video, but I've got Amity Affliction in the background. I don't know if any of you guys are like into that kind of music too. I have seen Amity Affliction multiple times live. I love them. A lot of people, not so much since I've got my tattoos, but before I got my tattoos, people were like, "You like that music?" Why, yes, I do. Uh, I like a good heavy riff, you know? I usually like bands that have like a good mix between clean vocals and a good screamer. Like, I don't want it to be nothing but screaming, but you know, I like good heavy drops when they're right placed and all that stuff, and music that has like a lot of emotion to it, really good lyrics, ones that do highlight like mental health. So yeah, I've always liked that kind of music, always. I mean, my dad showed us Linkin Park when we were younger and I was like, this is great. I still think Linkin Park is great. I love it. It's just not the same without Chester. It's not the same without him. I'm sorry. I've listened to the new stuff. It's not for me. If you like it, that's cool, but it's not for me. It's not the same. It's not my jam. I can't do it. I Prevail is my favorite band and I'm pretty worried I think it's going to be the same for me, which is a real bummer because I have loved I Prevail for 10 years. They have their music has like been pretty fundamental for me, especially during this hard time. It's a bummer, but the lead singer has been somebody who has struggled a lot, not only with like a rare condition for his vocal cords. I remember when I met him, he had like it looked like a nebulizer treatment that he had to like carry around. Mental health. A lot of their music talks about that, and that's why I love their music so much. It was like so raw and real, and like him and his wife just had a baby, so it's kind of like all these things, right? Where when they announced he wasn't going to be in the band anymore, I was like, oh, I'm really sad because the music has positively impacted me in so many ways, but also my brain on like honestly went straight to like, I just hope he's doing okay. Like ultimately at the end of the day, I'm just like, I'm so grateful for all of the music where he was a part of it. He was, you know, big reason the band started and like where it is and all that. But I just hope he's okay. His well being and his mental well being is the priority. They just released a new song and I was like, it doesn't feel like I Prevail to me. Maybe it'll feel different down the road, but at least at this point, I'm just like, it just doesn't feel like it for me. We'll see. Only time will tell. But it's hard. I get a little bit attached to certain band members when they've been there for a long time. But I do love the Amity Affliction. Their lead singer, well, not their lead singer, their clean vocalist is amazing. And he just left too. But they just came out with a new song, and I was like, okay, but that still sounds like Amity Affliction. So I was like, okay, I'll keep listening because it still sounds like their vibe. It doesn't feel like, oh, the we lost our lead, so therefore we're gonna completely change it. So I don't know. They have the right to change, but it just feels sad. Looky, guys, we're almost done with this leg. Only took me an hour. Oh gosh, send help. Robin being like, it only took me 3 hours because I was designing it, and here I'm gonna be like, it took me 12 hours. I'm kidding. I'm telling you, man, someone can make that GIF. If somebody is tech savvy to make that Baymax GIF, I want it because it's me. I've literally had that thought every single time somebody's like, oh, it didn't take me that long. I'm like, I am not fast. That's legit me. And the funny thing is I have gotten so much faster compared to what I used to be. Oh gosh, I remember when I first started crocheting, how long stuff would take me to get done. Forever. An eternity. Alright, so I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a stopping point for this video. I've got both the legs done, and they're just so cute. Anyway, we got the legs done. If you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and if you like me kind of just like, I don't know, talking about random stuff, just let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.